I want to talk to you guys about this old bin. I want to talk to you as to why it's here, where it came from. I don't know exactly where it came from, but there used to be two of them here. There's one right here and there's one over there. I ripped the old one out back in 2012. This one's going away. We don't use it. It's rusted out in the back. You can't tell, but it's actually leaning backwards because it's rotted out about halfway around the bottom ring. I'm not going to fix it because it's useless. It's not big enough for anything I need it for. I would rather put in a bulk bin like that white plastic one we have at Rockville. And if you guys can tell, or what I'm gradually doing, I know my place is looking pretty rough right now. I spent today working on it, and I'm going to be spending the next, gradually the next couple weeks working on it. I'm going to knock out some weeds, clean up that pasture, take the cutter up to it. Got some sheets of tin that got picked up from the last storm. I need Ryan to help me screw them down. But this old bin is going to be torn out. I have the skid steer down here right now. Some things came up. I actually have to take it back to Rockville. Otherwise, I would be probably tearing that out tomorrow. Now, the reason I want to talk about it is YouTube is forever. Every video I'm making, I'm talking to you right now, that is getting saved on a hard drive. It's all the raw videos I'm making that I don't post to YouTube, I'm saving, and all of the finished video that I'm making for YouTube, I am saving. The reason for that is that I'm using it with the intent of being a video album, like a photo album, because as YouTube and the internet may live past the apocalypse, someday I want to be able to, I want my kids and maybe even my grandkids to be able to watch the videos that I'm making and see what I was doing when I was in my 20s and before they were around. Because my grandparents, my family, my parents, that was pretty common growing up. Well, back before you were born, there was a corn crib on that old slab of concrete out there, or there was a chicken coop up behind the machine shed, and there was a bunch of trees down below this corn crib. And I wanted to get this bin on film, like at least one good time, because my kids can hopefully someday come and see that, hey, there used to be an old bin there that my dad tore down. To say, my place as a whole, in my lifetime, everything you see here is getting torn out. Let's say the barn, the silo, the shed, the garage, the house, the corn crib, my little power shed where all my electrical shit is for my pump, this bin. Everything here is outdated. It's small. The house is older than my grandparents. The machine shed is too small to really get any of our modern day equipment in. The garage is alright. I can't say that I'll do anything with the garage anytime soon, but I do see putting in a different house someday. A bigger machine shed. Where this dairy barn is, I actually see ripping all this out and actually utilizing the harvester and putting in a big steer shed, like a 5-alley steer shed for raising my, hopefully, feeder calves. But I say this, as time goes on, things constantly change. The farms do not look the same way they did back in 2014. The farms do not look the same as they did when Grandpa was around. Say the main farm in particular, that really took a lot of renovation. Where that 20,000 bushel bin is, that actually had a hog shed right where that bin is standing. The hog building was shot, it was worn out, it was sagging. Same thing with the chicken house, where my mom's chicken house is right now. My grandma used to have an old chicken house that she raised all of her chickens in, but you could literally see through it. I mean, it was outdated. It had to go. I mean, I don't know, people could argue that, oh, just fix it up, rebuild it. You know what? It cost us less to tear it down and put in a new shed than what it would have to go through in time and materials to fix up that old chicken shed, because it was full of rats. I mean, the dogs had a heyday when we knocked that thing over. But like the same thing with this bin. It's rotten on the inside, around the base. It's rotted out. The concrete is cracked. It's too small to hold anything. When we did fill it, we used to put oats in it. And it took 2 of the M&W wagons, maybe 2.5 of the M&W wagons to fill it full to the top. And all we ever used it for was for throwing oats to the heifers in this pasture behind me, or ahead of me, behind you. That's all it ever got used for. We hardly ever actually emptied it completely, but that's all Grandpa ever really bought it for. This bin, and there's a bin right next to it, and there that I tore out. They were actually in a flood. That's how my grandpa bought them. He bought them for cheap. He and my grandma actually went and took them apart and brought them home and put them back up. He got them for cheap. I think he just paid a few $100 for them because, like I said, coming from my grandpa, they were actually submerged in water all the way up to the roof. And he needed storage for his oats back when he bought the place. This right here, where I'm standing, this is my grandpa's first farm. See, I'm living where my grandpa first started farming. I will talk to you more in depth about my grandpa's history and the family's history and farming, but just not right now, not in this video. But I just wanted to say that this bin is going. I'd drive the skid steer through it right now if I had the time, but I don't. It's getting late, and I have to actually move some stuff in the pasture with it. But yeah, it's called adapting to the times. Say, things are constantly changing. Our farms will not look the same in 10 years as they do right now. Heck, I doubt they'll look the same in 5 years as they do right now, because that dairy barn is completely worthless to us. I raised bottle calves in it for 2 years, and I had health issues. Has practically no ventilation in it. I had the vet, and I actually had some petri dish test done. They just went in and swabbed like the walls of the barn, and it came back as colorful as a rainbow, probably a little bit more so. And both of their opinions, between the vet and the person that did that test, they both said to take a match to it. That basically that barn it's useless as far as using it for raising bottle calves or anything else. I can't get in to do anything to clean it out with the skid steer. It's completely open right now. My grandpa renovated it so we can milk cows in there, and you can see the old barn, the variation in wood. See, at the tip of my finger is the old barn, there to there. The extensions out on each side are what Grandpa added on, because that's what he had to do to be able to milk here. So he paid $15,000 for this place when he bought it, way back in the day, and that was a lot of money back then. I just think anything around here right now is just shy of that an acre. So, well, I say I can't really tell you a whole lot about this little bin. Just that, yeah, buildings around here are shot. They were getting that way towards the end when Grandpa was around, and I'd like to kind of remodel the place and put in what we need. So yeah, it won't take very much to knock it over. The skid steer can practically drive right through it. At least that's what I did with the last one anyway. So, yeah. Hope you guys appreciated the quick little rundown of the of this place and that bin. I'll give you a bit more of an in-depth conversation about the farm and how Grandpa come to acquire it. But with that, it doesn't seem like it on the video screen, but it's actually getting pretty late. I think it's like 8:45 right now. So take care, take it easy, keep in touch. You guys are watching the rest of the story. There's many more stories to tell, so I'll talk to you guys later.